Hello and welcome to this clinical hypnotherapy session for feeling calm and capable in unfamiliar surroundings. This session is designed to help your unconscious mind begin to respond differently when you enter new places, unknown spaces, unfamiliar streets, or any situation or environment where you used to feel uncertain. Unfamiliar doesn't have to mean unsafe, and new doesn't mean threatening. Unfortunately, the mind sometimes learns to treat the unknown as if it must be solved immediately, scanning and checking, trying to predict every doorway, every sound, every possible outcome. And while the protective part of your mind has been trying to help, it may have been working just a little too hard, a little too soon, and maybe, just maybe, a little too often. And so in this session, your unconscious mind can begin to update that old response. You can begin to feel that calm orientation that says, I can be here. I can notice what matters. I can settle. Allowing your mind to take one step at a time. Your mind is naturally designed to adapt. And at some point, every familiar place was once unfamiliar. The home you know, the streets you recognize, the rooms you move through easily, were all new once upon a time. And your mind learned, it made maps, it created comfort, it discovered patterns. And so rather than treating unfamiliar surroundings as a problem, you can begin to experience them as spaces your mind can learn calmly and quickly. And you can notice more of what's ordinary, more of what's safe enough, more of what helps you feel grounded. And as you listen to this session, your mind will begin to realize that you don't have to force anything. You can simply allow your unconscious mind to absorb these suggestions in the way that's most useful for you. Because there's a deeper part of you that already knows how to relax, how to adjust, how to feel increasingly at ease in new surroundings. And so now as you begin to settle in to a place where you can relax undisturbed for a while, you can just begin to relax and rest and let the outside world become just a little less important. And now just take a long, slow, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close gently. And then take another slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a moment. And then slowly release it. That's right. And in a moment, I'll ask you to relax those eyelids so completely that as long as you choose to keep that relaxation there, they simply won't want to work. You're not forcing them closed. You're not squeezing them. You're simply relaxing them so thoroughly that they become wonderfully still, heavy, and calm. So go ahead now and relax every tiny muscle around your eyes. And as you do, just allow your forehead to smooth out, the muscles around the eyes softening, the eyelids becoming loose, limp and relaxed. And when you know that they're relaxed enough, you can test them gently, just enough to know that they're relaxed. And you might find that the more you test, the more they relax. That's right. And now just stop testing and just let that relaxation begin to move down through your face into your body. Feel that relaxation flowing into your cheeks and your jaw, moving down into the neck and the shoulders. And as it moves into the arms and the hands, just notice how your shoulders drop and your chest begins to soften as that feeling of deep relaxation moves down into the stomach, over the hips and the legs, down into the feet, all the way to the tips of your toes. And now take another breath in. And as you breathe out, just allow that relaxation to double. That's all good. In a moment, I'll count down from 5 to 1. With each number, you can let your body relax more deeply, the mind becoming quieter, calmer, more focused within. 5, drifting down. 4, the muscles loosening. 3, the breathing settling. 2, any thoughts just slowing. And 1, deeper now. Just imagine that every number, every word, every pause helps you relax even more fully. There's nothing important for your conscious mind to do right now. Just rest and be at ease. You can listen closely and drift comfortably. And your unconscious mind hears what it needs to hear. And as you rest here, listening to my words and the spaces between the words, just imagine yourself standing at the beginning of a quiet, pleasant pathway. A pathway in a calm place created by your imagination. And whether you see it clearly, sense it quietly, or simply know it's there, that's all perfectly fine. This path leads towards a special place of calm, a place where new surroundings become easier to understand, where the body remembers how to settle. And as you begin to move along that path, each step takes you deeper. 10. Stepping forwards into comfort. 9. Feeling the ground beneath your feet. 8. Noticing the air around you. 7. Your shoulders releasing. 6. Your hands softening. 5. Halfway down now. Your breath becoming a steady rhythm. 4. Your mind becoming quieter. 3. Going deeper within. 2. Becoming calmly aware. And 1. Deeply relaxed. The path opens into a wide, peaceful courtyard. And within the courtyard there's a gentle fountain, the water moving in a smooth, constant rhythm. As you listen to that imagined water, you can notice how the steady rhythm helps your nervous system settle naturally. The sound of the water, the feel of the air, the sense of the space. Around the courtyard there are several doorways, each leading to a different place. Some familiar, some new, some bright, some spacious. And yet here in the center, you remain calm. Calm doesn't have to depend on the place. Calm begins within you. And when that calm begins inside, the place outside becomes easier to meet. Now imagine a warm, soothing light beginning at the top of your head and slowly moving downwards. Across the forehead, the eyes and the face, down the neck and the shoulders, through the chest and the stomach, into the back, down through the hips, the legs, and into the feet. And as that light flows through you, it leaves behind a deep inner message. I can settle here. I can breathe here. I can be here. And as you rest in that calm courtyard within the mind, you can begin to understand that unfamiliar surroundings are only unfamiliar at first. The room becomes known once you enter it. The street becomes known once you walk it. Places become easier as the mind collects simple information and arranges it into a map within. And your unconscious mind is so good at making maps. It's been doing it all your life. You once learned where things were in your childhood home. You learned routes, faces, the feeling of certain rooms, the sound of doors, the way light flowed through curtains. And you didn't have to consciously memorize any of it. Your mind simply learned. And now in new surroundings, that same deeper part of you can begin to do what it does best. Observe calmly, sort quietly. Notice what matters and let go of what doesn't. And with each passing moment, you can feel more steady, more secure. Now, there may have been times in the past when unfamiliar places caused your mind to rush ahead, to imagine too much, to try and control too much. And trying to control everything in a new place is like trying to read an entire book by staring at the cover. And you don't need to try and create the whole map at once. You only need the next useful detail. A doorway, a chair, a familiar object, a calm breath, the feeling of your feet grounded on the earth beneath you. And as you notice one steady thing, and then another, and then another, the mind begins to say, I can find my way. Now imagine one of those doorways in the courtyard beginning to glow softly. This doorway leads to a new place. Not an overwhelming place, just somewhere different. And before you enter, notice that you're calm here. Your breathing is steady, and you're safe within this courtyard inside. And now as the door opens, you can see or sense a new environment beyond. Maybe a room you've never been in, a building, a street, a place your mind chooses because it knows what will help you learn. And you don't have to step in all at once. You can simply look from the doorway. And as you look, your unconscious mind begins to notice ordinary things, shapes, colors, the landing of the light, the space, the position of the exits, the direction of movement, the sound of life happening. And rather than making those details feel intense, your mind makes them useful. Because noticing isn't fearing, observing isn't panicking. Your awareness can be calm. And now just imagine stepping into that new place, carrying the calm from the courtyard inside you. One step, a calm breath, and then another, a steady body, and then a third, and perhaps you can notice how the unfamiliar begins to become less unfamiliar, simply because you're there. A few seconds pass, and then a few more, and then a few more, and nothing happens. Your feet know the ground, your eyes look around, your breathing settles, and your mind learns. In this place, there's a quiet guide. Maybe it's a wiser, older version of you, or a calm teacher, or simply the presence of confidence. This guide says to you, you don't have to know everything to feel okay. You can let this place reveal itself, one detail at a time. And you realize that that is so true, that you can let this place reveal itself, one detail at a time. And as it does, you can remain calm. And you might notice that fear used to say, I don't know this place, so something is wrong. But the wise guide within says, I don't know this place yet, and I can learn it. The old fear says, I must escape. But the wisdom within says, I can pause, I can breathe, I can watch, and I can choose. And every moment you remain present, the old response weakens, and the new response strengthens. A calm curiosity, a steady breath, a grounded awareness, and a quiet confidence. And just imagine, just for a few moments, watching yourself on a screen in front of you. See yourself entering an unfamiliar place in the near future. And just notice the way that future you carries themselves. Their shoulders relaxed, their face calm, their breathing steady. No rush, just arriving. Watch the future you pause for a moment, look around calmly. See them noticing one useful thing after another. See them take a slow breath and their feet firmly rooted on the ground. Watch them think, I can be here. And notice how their body responds to that thought. The space in the chest, the steadiness in the legs, the clarity in the mind. Let that image become brighter. Let the colors become stronger. And the feeling of calm confidence become ever more real. And in a moment, you can drift into that future you and experience it from the inside. Now, step into that body, look through those eyes, hear through those ears, breathe with that breathing. Feel the posture of someone who's learned that new surroundings can become manageable, interesting, even just ordinary. And now allow your unconscious mind to search through your memories and find all the times you've already adapted to new places. Maybe you moved home, started a new job, entered a new school, met new people, and found your way somewhere you'd never been before. And even if some of those moments were uncomfortable at first, you did adapt, you learned, you continued, and those experiences become evidence now. Evidence that you're more capable than the fear claimed, that your mind can map new places, and that your body can settle. And as those memories settle deeply, you may not know exactly when you first noticed the change. It may be in the doorway, in a new room, or simply while thinking about going somewhere different. And you'll notice a little more ease, a little more steadiness, a little more freedom. And the more you notice those small improvements, the more they grow. And what you notice, you reinforce. And what you reinforce, you become. And now it's time to bring this session to a close. In a moment, I'll count from 1 to 5. And at 5, your eyes will open and you can return feeling clear, refreshed, grounded, and quietly empowered. 1, beginning to return now, bringing the calm back with you. 2, feeling energy returning gently to your body. 3, breathing a little deeper, perhaps moving the fingers and toes. 4, becoming aware of the room around you, feeling steady, present and refreshed. And 5, eyes open when you're ready, wide awake, feeling calm and grounded. And as you return, let the mind recognize that this place is familiar. You know where you are, you know how to be here. And that same ability to know, to learn, and to settle will continue to be available to you in the days and weeks ahead. And from this point forward, whenever you enter unfamiliar surroundings, you may find yourself naturally taking a calm, steady breath. And that breath becomes a signal, a simple signal to quiet your unconscious mind and to allow it to begin the new pattern, to notice, to settle, and to learn. You may notice your eyes calmly finding one detail after another, and you'll feel your feet connected to the ground and hear yourself thinking, I can be here. And that thought feels natural, believable, and reassuring. And each time this happens, even in the smallest of ways, the change becomes even stronger. Thank you for joining me on this journey today and for taking the time to let your mind rehearse a calmer, steadier way of meeting unfamiliar surroundings. Allow these suggestions to continue working quietly in the background as you move through life with more confidence and more ease. And you can return to this session whenever you want to strengthen that calm, inner confidence. And until next time, goodbye and good mental health.